Howdy YouTubers, it's good to be back. Time to get home. Time to get the hell out of here. But as you probably can guess, the lighting isn't all that great, and that's mainly because it's raining, or it's going to rain any minute now. So got a lot of tensioners, eh? Let's get the show on the road. Well, it's a pretty boring day today. Instead of shocks and folding cloth of some variation or another, it was fuses today, and that didn't take very long. Then I helped others with the cloth bolts and battens, I should say, cloth battens, cotton battens, whatever you want to call them. And that didn't take very long at all. And then I was sitting around waiting for something to do, for them to give me something to do. I could quite easily go through the warehouse and do the whole lot in almost in 1 week, I reckon. But I counted all the beer 6-pack cartons that were scratched up, and it got put onto a pallet and got shipped off. The shock absorbers that I did last time were all shipped off by the looks of it, so yeah, after the counting, which took fuck all of half an hour, because you set the scales up to do the counting for you, put on X amount, then you tell the machine that X amount weighs this much, or the amount that's on the screen, and then it can calculate the rest itself, kind of thing, and you just put on batches of 500 kind of thing. So yeah, pretty simple. So that's why it didn't take very long. If it wasn't for the scales, I probably still would have been nailing them down. But after that, I fucked around for a bit, and then they decided to someone else decided that I might be able to help them with the pills and stuff, but it took them a long time to set up the automated heat shrink machine, so probably almost 3 hours wasted today. So yeah, It would have been nice if they taught me how to use the machine, and I might have been able to help set them up, but yep. But it's hard for them to see me as a non-disabled person, even though I'm wearing a different coloured vest than they are, you know. It's what they're used to dealing with all the time. Hmm. 22 minutes till the school zone's over. .15 degrees, doesn't feel like 15 degrees. Feels close to 18, but yeah, whatever. I got my car, I got my aircon, as noisy as it is. It's fine, it's fine. Although I probably should install the sat-nav and the sunroof and the rear two speakers. And then it'll be comparable to some of these other cars. There's a chick that I spent some time with when I took her home. I said, oh look, he's got the same car as I do. And she's like, yeah, his is better. I'm like, oh, don't do that to me. Come on girl, this is all I can afford. I got this thing for 1,200, so I can't complain, to be honest. And if I were to get a manual, it would have cost 2,500, and if I had all the other stuff, it'd probably cost closer to 5,000. And people are trying to sell their old Commodores without all that stuff for 5,000. I'm like, fucking hell. Of course, I want to do the big brake upgrade as well. And to where it's got the FE2 suspension, so I don't need to worry about that. Although, I would like to lower it. But in order to lower it, I have to find out the height that is at the moment relative to the road, and the height relative to the wheel arch to the center of the wheel hub, so then I might be able to get an idea of how low I can go, because the legal limit for streetability in Australia is 10 centimetres or 100 mils. Which is what, 2 inches, just under 2 inches, I think. No, 4 inches, thereabouts. And considering most cars I've seen are probably closer to about 14 centimetres off the ground, or 20, thereabouts. The main reason why it's minimum height of 100 millimeters is because the speed bumps are 10 centimeters high or 100 millimeters high. And of course you've got gradients as well. Up gradients and down gradients. A lot of people don't pay too much attention to your car and the lowering of it and the gradients terribly much. It's just the speed bumps they're concerned about. So There are people that do lower their car a lot lower than that. They probably don't go over speed bumps, or if they do, they go over it in a particular fashion. Love 3.8 litre power. Just gets up those hills nicely. Doesn't look like I'll be installing my hubs today, so. Not just because it's raining, but mainly because I'm tired. I mean, the last thing I want to do is start working on the car and lift it up, jack it up, and have water dripping all over you, you know? You gonna do that, mate? "15 minutes till the end of school zone." I'm the fastest slow car. Did he go through a red light? Meter. dude. We'll go. Get around the corner. Go. Fuck off. Excellent. Interesting. Looks like a Ford, but it looks like a Monaro. It's got the style of a Holden, isn't it? There's a Falcon. It's an older AU style XR something 6 maybe, with a custom front end on it. Interesting. It's just an AU Ford Falcon, I think. With they whacked on the XR6 styling on it. Or the XR8 probably. And they've got a brake light out. Well, they certainly did a lot of aftermarket modifications anyway. Yeah, XR8 as I said. Like I said, I think it's just a stock Ford Falcon AU that they've done up to the XR8 style. Because you wouldn't have the parcel shelf brake light and the spoiler brake light if it was a factory fitted XR8. That's usually how you can tell anyway. Oh, Mustang GT. Nice. Not too keen on white though. But that's me. I can't even enter this competition in order to win Chad's bloody Mustang. I'm like, damn it. I might get one chance at it. And that's next Monday, assuming that the end of the month doesn't happen first. I mean, it's not a bad do-up, but you can tell it's just a base model with all this shit whacked onto it. That's not even the right fucking spoiler for that particular model anyway. That I'm pretty certain of. Well, it's a least a spoiler that I don't see on that particular model for a long time. I haven't seen on that model for at all. Definitely hear the V8 in it. 302. That sounds sus. Sounds exactly like the Holden V8. Because the Holden 5-litre V8 is the 302. To my knowledge, they don't usually shove their 302 size ones in Falcons. I think it's usually a 308. So that car is definitely sus, as far as I'm concerned anyway. It's not what it proclaims to be. Because most Ford lovers would put the 351 in instead. They'd probably go for the Boss 350 or Boss 351. 6 minutes. Oh well. Well, hopefully they would have put in a Ford-based engine rather than a Holden-based engine. Man, it's quite possible I'm incorrect as well. But I don't see the Holden engine being a 308 and the Ford engine being a 302. It's usually the other way around, with people getting more power out of the Holden V8 than the bigger Ford V8, mainly because of a slight difference in manufacturing skill, maybe. I don't know. The Ford V8 probably would have more potential than the Holden one, but the Holden one probably generates more power out of the box with the right ECU and all that sort of stuff. So, like I said, it just doesn't make sense for there to be a 5-litre Holden V8 in there when it should be like a 5.2-litre Ford V8. And I'm not talking about an LS engine either, so... As you can tell, it annoys me that someone's done that to the car. I mean, if they didn't advertise it as an XR8 with a 302, then I probably wouldn't be so upset. I mean, you can tell it's a V8. You can hear the rumbling of it. Well, looks like I'm the douchebag today. Because this fucking Toyota Corolla cut over into this lane before I realised. Because I thought he was just going to stay in his lane, but no. Started even over than indicated, I think. And I thought it was safe to go, so I went. Deary, deary me. How dreary. I got a message, I got a message, I got a message. Gold. Go for gold. The zip. To Kiwi, gold Kiwi. No, if that would be any good, to be honest. Because I only know Kiwis as being green. It's probably a modified Kiwi blended with something like a pineapple or some shit like that. Or it could be a naturally formed sweeter Kiwi, as far as I know. So don't quote me on it. And I'm not particularly a Ford fan, but I'm not particularly a Holden fan either. Just because I've got a Holden car doesn't mean I prefer Holdens. So don't let that get you riled up. Because both of them can be pretty damn good, if you ask me, compared to like Lancers and all that other tiny little bullshit cars where you have to do some fairly major modifications to put a V8 in them, you know. A V6 usually can be transplanted okay, maybe even a Boxster engine or a 13B rotary. Sneak behind this bloody taxi. There's not a great deal of room, and I'd rather not cut a taxi off, if you know what I mean. To scare a few people, I think. I love coming around that corner. of fast, and watching people put their hand back inside when they got their hand outside and shit like that. I think I'm just eager to read this message, although I know it starts off high there. She's probably waiting for me to respond before she commits to a serious chat, if you know what I mean. Second, wow. Doesn't feel like it stays in second though. Yeah, she's got my spot. I know I could get in front of her, but won't bother. Okay, that's okay, and we're back home where we should be. We shouldn't have left home, I think. There wasn't a great deal for me to do at work, but yeah, we saw a few decks today, I think. Not as many as one would have thought. I could have parked over there. But yeah. I'll have to continue beefing up my editing software and finding out which one's the better one and not. Yeah, then I'll be able to make these videos shorter, easier, quicker. At the moment, I do have a lot of scripts that will help in that respect anyway. It's just a matter of between chats and between really not all that interesting events I want to speed up kind of thing. So that way you can get to the good stuff sooner. It'll probably take a half an hour trip down to like 5 minutes most of the time. And other trips down to 15 minutes. Longer trips probably down to an hour maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later tomorrow. Bye.